I'm joined today by new track and field head coach here at Taylor University, Derek Gay. First, Derek, welcome to Taylor University.
Thanks. Yeah, excited to be here.
What exactly drew you here to the track program here in Upland, Indiana?
Yeah, so my background, I'm from Indiana, familiar with the area. So that was a big draw, I think, for my wife and I it's closer to family, obviously. And we're expecting a little girl, actually. That's our first kid coming in November. So that was a big sell for us. I think in general, just Taylor as a university, though, has always been a place that's kind of fit what we were looking for as far as, long-term plans. Christian University, the program itself has a great tradition of just creating very, very successful athletes, but then also kids that go on to do successful things after college as well. So I think just kind of the whole package, honestly, was very appealing to us. So yeah, when it was offered, it was kind of a no-brainer almost.
The past 2 seasons you spent down in New Orleans, Louisiana at Dillard. What did you learn as your 2 seasons as the head coach down there?
Yeah, a big thing I learned was just how to be creative and overcome a lot of perceived difficulties. We didn't have facilities. We had this past season, we had about 45 kids on the roster. So, and we didn't really have any assistant help. So it was me and then my wife. The kids kind of got to call her coach wife. That was kind of a running joke, but it was kind of just me doing everything. So just being able to, I think on my feet a lot and just be creative when things aren't available. We couldn't get to the track every day. The weight room was pretty small, but we got into the habit of just, having multiple practices and kind of made those little adversities a little fun, kind of taking the underdog role, I think, a little bit. I think that was a big thing I learned for sure.
A favorite food from your time in New Orleans? I know it was brief, but a favorite food from a delicacy down there in the bayou?
Oh, man, king cakes, hands down. I did not even know what a king cake was until I moved to New Orleans, but I've already talked to some of the staff down there at Dillard. They're going to be expecting orders in the mail come Mardi Gras season, so they'll be mailing some up for sure.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Before that, you spent 7 seasons at your alma mater, Crossroads League institution, Indiana Wesleyan.
Yes,
There was a ton of success during your time as an assistant coach there. 3 national champions, a bunch of league titles for the team overall. How do you try to use some of that prior knowledge from your time in the league as both an athlete and an assistant coach and apply it here to Taylor starting in the spring of 2021 and even into the winter of 2020 as well with the indoor season?
Yeah, for sure. So this year's going to look a lot different regardless, just with all the COVID-19 stuff going on. I think some of that, just my experiences of being in a program that honestly I think is very similar to Taylor University as far as has had a lot of past success. Facilities and things like that aren't necessarily going to be a big issue here beyond, some of the challenges as far as the social distancing and kind of spacing some practices out this year. But I think taking some of those things that I found did work at Indiana Wesleyan and kind of implementing them here. I think that's going to be a big part of what we do moving forward in the interview process. So I kind of talked about this being more of a tune-up than an overhaul. I think Taylor has a great foundation and a great history. I think it's just fine-tuning some things here and there. So, and I think, my experiences as an athlete and kind of as an assistant coach in the cross leagues, I think it's going to help make the process a little bit smoother. So, even little things like scheduling track meets, I kind of know who to contact in the area, that sort of thing. So that's going to make the transition a lot smoother for sure.
When you just mentioned we've seen a lot of success here for the track and field team here at Taylor University the past couple of years, whether it's indoor league championships, outdoor league championships on the women's side, individual national champions on the men's side in the last handful of years. And you can't mention the track and field programs without mentioning kind of the juggernaut that is that distance program for both the men and the women led by Quinn White. How do you try to bring all of those talented athletes together? And does that make your excitement level even higher, knowing that there's so much talent spread around throughout the whole track program, from your distance, your sprints, mid-distance, long distance, all those different type of disciplines?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm super excited about that. The distance program has been phenomenal the past few years. And not that the track team hasn't, but there hasn't been as much consistency, I think, on that side. So Coach White and I have been talking just, ways that we can kind of create a little bit more unity and moving forward, how can we create that success throughout the whole season, and not just necessarily cross country versus track and field, but what can we do as two teams but one program. So just kind of creating some balance there and moving forward. We've got a lot of young talent. I think especially on the women's side, a lot of young freshmen coming in who will probably do some big things. And then we've got some talented men as well. So I'm just super excited about this season for sure.
What's one or two things that you're looking forward to the most as students get back here to campus in less than a week or so, and then you guys will start your fall training and workouts and things like that? And like you mentioned, obviously it'll be different with all the guidelines in place with COVID-19 and social distancing and things like that. But what are some of the things you're most looking forward to during your first couple of practices as the head coach here at Taylor?
Yeah, just getting to know the kids, honestly. I'm on campus now, but like you mentioned, the students haven't really moved in. Have had a couple, Zoom conversations like this, but it's always nice to actually finally meet the kids face to face, or maybe mask to mask, I guess, as we, kind of navigate some of that stuff. But coaching, that's why I got into coaching is, the relationships you build with kids and kind of helping them transition from young adult to adult. I think that's a big part of why I got into coaching. That's the fun part for me. So just interacting with the kids and seeing what we can do.
Well, Derek, thanks for the time. Welcome to you and your family and your expected child here in November. Welcome to the Taylor family. We're really happy to have you here.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited about this year, and can't wait to get started. So.